live with the drama. I am the Lilith reincarnated. In order to catch a full intro, you would have had to catch one of my other videos. Let's talk about the fighting of that card that just happened. A tower came to my door in the form of it's not even real. What happened? I opened my door. I had staff at my door, and they were serving a notice saying that I was being discharged. I said, "What is this?" They said, "Well, there was an incident, and it's not the first incident, and because of that, we have a no tolerance, and you're being discharged. You have 72 hours." And I said, "What did I do?" They said, "There was an incident this morning." I was like, "Oh, okay, I know what I did." I was like, "But that wasn't that wasn't a reason to get me kicked out." I said, "No, we have a no tolerance to discrimination." I said, "I didn't discriminate on anybody." What happened? Before I tell you the whole story, let me tell you what they said I did. They said that I told people that lived here that I hate them and to go back to their own country. Does that sound like me? Half of it, right? Which part? That I hate you? Would I ever have told anyone from Venezuela go back to their country? Or Mexico? Or anyone else in this building? Obviously, that's a defamation of character. I would never say such a thing. So, what did happen? This would happen. They put out the donations like they do. What is it? Sandwiches? Yeah. They put out the donations like they do it on Wednesday mornings, and I walk over to get one, and there's this lady there, and she's filling up a trash bag. And so I turn to her very rudely in Spanish and say, "No quieres más? ¿Quieres otra cosa? ¿Cuánto quieres?" So I said, "No quieres más," meaning you don't want more? "Quieres otra cosa? Do you want another bag? How much more do you need?" And I grabbed my two things, which you heard my kids get excited about. There was a strawberry cake this morning that she's currently diving into. And I came upstairs. But as I walked away with that stuff, I grabbed the stuff and I was like, "I hate these fucking people." That's what I said. I said that while there was a staff walking by. A new staff member that doesn't seem to like me too much. And I knew this already. And so this new staff member decides to go take it to another staff member, and somehow in the story that was told is I said, "I can't stand these fucking people and they need to go back to their country." Is what I was accused of. I was like, "You're crazy." But okay. And so I went down to talk to the director. And she's all, "I barely heard about it, and it sounds completely out of character. I know you very well, and I can't imagine you would say that." I was like, "Shall I bring down my birth certificate that says my father is from Venezuela? Would you guys like to see that? Would you like to see my birth certificate that says that my father, Pedro Alberto del Rio de Venezuela, was 26 when I was born? Shall I bring that? So why would I do any of this?" So we said all of that and everything, and I was like, "All right, here's the deal." It's like, I have every reason to be afraid because I talk a lot of shit, and now I was afraid that my mouth came back to bite me. But now I realize that what I'm being accused of, I didn't. I'm being lied upon. Your staff made up a complete lie, and they're threatening the livelihood of my family on a lie. She said, "I didn't believe you said that." I was like, so we sat down, and she's looking right this minute at the footage. She believed that there was multiple staff around when I said that. I said, "No, that woman told another staff member, and that staff member wrote this down. I never said that." And I told her exactly where the incident happened, and I said, "Look at the camera. I never said that." She heard me speaking. She heard my thoughts come out of my mouth as I was going up to the elevator. She was standing next to me when I said it, and I never said that. I said, "It's fine. But I didn't do what I was accused of. And furthermore, how many other people have they lied upon? And that you take at face value. At least you know that I'm not a character to do this." And all the staff was like, "What?" When they heard that I ran down there, they're like, "No way." I was like, "Yeah, they know what I am and what I'm not. And I'm not a racist. I would never say no shit like that." Now, as far as me saying I hate these fucking people, these people could have been enough to be categorized as a particular type of people. And that could have been the miscommunication. But when they added the extra and said that I said all that, now they lied. I was like, this is far past me. I was like, do the right diligence and see that there was not 2 staff members that heard me. She said, if it comes down and I have 2 people saying one thing against you, it's like there wasn't 2. It was 1 staff member, and she went and told someone. So now it became this is hearsay. He wasn't there that heard me say that. He signed off of it as the lead case manager and served me the papers, but he wasn't present when this happened. So they're reviewing it, but the point is she went to the extra, bro. Why did you say that? Why did you lie about me? Why would you lie? And that's the thing, is if they didn't know me better, they would have just assumed I did some shit like that. But this whole building knows me better, except for Derek. He doesn't know me. He sees me and doesn't say nothing to me, but everybody else in this building knows me. They know I don't like people. They know that I'm a witch. They know that I burn shit. They know that I'm annoying, but that's all. And Callie knows me best, because that's the person I'm fighting all the time about justice and equality in this building. So why would I cause any of this? Lovely, isn't it? I got caught in a fight. And you can imagine what that did to me and my kids. You have 72 hours to be out. Wait, what? It's snowing outside. That scared us. Now, I did find out that if they decided to proceed with this, they would put me in a hotel paid by the Connection Center, and then, Jewish Family Services would take care of me from there. But that's not the point. You're not putting me out on a lie, and how many other people have you put out on a lie? As soon as I said that, she's like, let's change this. Let's not say it's a lie. You don't want me to run around saying that your staff is lying. She said, let's just say it was a miscommunication. That's not a miscommunication. That's a false accusation. That's not a miscommunication. And if it was terms, if an investigation should have been done before you just send people out onto the streets without any full understanding. You can't just do this. And I said this to Bayad when they came in to take over on Friday. And I found this out. On Friday, they will know whether or not they have job security here. On Friday, they will know which one of them are staying and which ones are leaving. They will be replaced. As of Friday, the staff here will know who stays and who goes, right? Conveniently as that may be. But when they came in, I told them about this. Now, they gave me 72 hours, but they don't typically. They throw people out the same fucking day. Over what, a lie? I never said that. Now, I'm going to tell you how to take this. I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. One, because I'm confident, and that's what I said to Callie's face. When you never lie, people have no reason to not trust you. And I told her, I said, I'm a priestess. I'm against lies. I'm not lying to you, Callie. I never said that. I'll tell you what I said. I've come in here and told you that I think they're prostitutes. I tell you what I think. I tell you what I say. I didn't say that. And that's why she was really upset. Like, okay, hold on, this is kind of big. Why would you say that I said something I didn't say? First off, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is I don't have any reason to fear other than the fact that this is truth. Now she knows what kind of people work here. This is their justice. They lied, so now the truth and the justice comes out. But not on me. I didn't do this. Now, if for some reason God chose that it's time for me to leave, then that's what God chose. But it had nothing to do with me attacking anybody in this building. If I leave here, it's because God wants us to be placed in a new hotel away from these people that I so much hate. Do I hate them? When I cry for them and I make all of these things, I don't understand them. They drive me a bit crazy. But I cry and pray for these people. I fight for these people and the ones that'll come in this building after me. So to say that you know what I mean? I stand up for the kids and all the injustice and everything that's done here, and now I'm being served a big fat case of injustice. During the 10 days of truth and justice, I don't believe that this is going to come back to get me. And if this is the tower that it is meant to be, and that's what she said, eventually you're going to leave Tamarack. I was like, I know. I was like, my appointment is tomorrow with my housing and navigator. She's going to come and get my wish list and go hit the streets. She said I could be out by Christmas. This isn't real. But if this is what God wants, he wants us to get the fuck out of here and go spend, you know what I mean, get away and go stay in a hotel for a couple weeks then that's what he wants. I just want to show you that everything I said is true in that video I did earlier. It doesn't feel good when this shit is going down, but you've got to step back and see the bigger picture. I don't go backwards by this. I go forwards. Right? Realistically, I don't know what kind of hotel they put me in or whatever, but whatever. I don't go backwards, I go forwards. And for Derek to take it at face value that Derek doesn't know me, so he assumed I said it. It was the school navigator that came up with her, and she looks at me like, you said that? No. This is the same woman that bought my dog pajamas yesterday. They know me. This new girl doesn't. And she felt slighted because I said some shit like that and she's Latina. I'm sorry that you don't know I am and I'm not allowed to hate people. But I never said what you are accusing me. So now you're a liar and you made him a liar. And you tried to ruin me and my children's fucking lives, which are chosen ones. What do you fucking think is the fucking karma for this? If I don't say nothing to you and treat you Christ-like, what do you think Christ is going to judge you for? For harming one of his anointed, just because you what? Because you were standing next to me, it gave you the right to bring harm upon me and my family? Why didn't you tell the woman to save some for other families if you were so about that job? It fucked me up. And my kids. We're all nervous now. And that's what I told, Callie's like, I'm going to take care of this. We got a lot going on. I was like, Callie, I can't rest until you tell me what's going on. And neither can my kids, bro. We don't know if we're supposed to be packing and, you know what I mean? That's scary when someone comes to your door and tells you got to be out. You put all kinds of fear in our hearts over something I didn't do. My kids are sitting there wondering if mom got us kicked out. I didn't get us kicked out. This was unfair and unnecessary. Even Red was like, I just heard about it. What's going on? Jasmine was like, what? Jasmine's husband is, her fiance is one of the caseworkers. He's like, let me go find out what's going on. It's like they did it so quietly. They just wrote it up. I can show you the letter, bro. All it says is you're not being extended. Doesn't have a reason, nothing. Contact, nothing. Fucking nothing, bro. This is what they served me. Are you fucking kidding me? Because of what? Hearsay? How many people have you thrown out the doors like that, bro? I couldn't believe it, dude. And that's why I cried to Callie. I was like, Callie, as the woman I am, I'm always looking over my shoulder about the things that come out of my mouth because I'm always saying, truth, and it's hurtful. So when this came to me, I was afraid that my mouth finally bit me in the ass. But I didn't say what you're accusing me of saying. I'm not saying I don't say mean things around here, but never to nobody's face and never in a whole cultural way like that. So I just wanted to show you my life is being a little shifted, but that's just kind of what it happens, and that's what these cards are about. I can't do nothing but stand on the truth of what I am and what really happened and trust God will do the right thing. That God is more powerful than their lies. But if God so chooses, then we leave. And he's got a better plan. And this was made to be. I just want you to understand, do I deserve this? Not for what I did today. But maybe this is it. And I just want you to understand, sometimes things happen. It was in the cards that here, and that's what happened on the 3rd, Uranus. Here comes a huge shakeup where your life will never be the same again. First off, I'll become very aware of the words I'm saying and who's listening. And when I said that, it's just like my grandma. My grandma used to say, you people. So when I realized I said, I hate these fucking people, I was like, that could have sounded like a discrimination because I said these people, meaning a group of them. But I meant everyone. I hate everyone. Yeah. And so my mindset is all fucked up. I can't ground myself. I've got work in a couple of hours, and I am just all fucked off in the head. Because it's uncertainty. My future lies in the hands of a couple of liars. Can you believe that? I always stand on what I said. I'll take screenshots and repeat it to your fucking face. But I didn't say that, bro. And, you know, sometimes, bro, sometimes. I don't believe this is one of those times where truth won't prevail. I think there, as she said, this is a misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding the serious severity of this. These people have too much power. They have too much power over people's lives here. To whenever they get an attitude, they can kick everyone out, and that's what I said. They pick their favorites and they pick on people. If it would have been any other two staff members that knew me, this wouldn't have came. It was she went to someone that doesn't know me. It was all people that don't know me that showed up at my door. People that never talked to me. Well, I mean, except for the school navigator, she was a little bit confused, but that was her job, you know, to be part of it. They need witnesses and stuff. But it's like, and that's what Callie said. She's like, have you ever been written up before? I was like, are you talking about the handicapped man that I refused to give a cigarette and told him he was a fucking bum? She's like, I remember that. I was like, and I don't remember if Diana wrote me up, but I remember them giving her a grievance letter. So I don't remember if she did. She's like, so you don't have... No. I don't have a history of not getting along with people. Not on paper, anyways. I just want to show you, like, it doesn't matter who you are. Life is life is life. Why? Because we got to live with these people, bro. These people. Who are they? Everyone? This is bad for her. This is really bad for that girl. Because she took it so far under a lie. And the person, as I'm sitting here with my Buddha shirt, says, let that shit go. You fucked with the witch? Yeah, she said, go back to your own country. No, she didn't. She's Venezuelan, bro. She didn't say that. No, she said that. She lived in Mexico, bro. She would never say that. That's what everyone's doing to this girl right now. You could have accused me of something I really would be guilty of, but you picked the most random shit. And that's what I told Callie. I was like, bro, those words are projected from inside of her. If anything, I would say her or her family says that to them. Not me and my family. She's heard other people say that to those people and said that I did it. Those words would never utter my mouth, bro. That might be something, that's definitely something my father would say, and possibly my mother if she was alive. She was a bit of a bigot. Possibly. There's a million Americans running around saying that shit. I'm not one of them. I'm yelling at you guys to be a little bit more kind to them. I am very confused about their way of life, and we talk about the different cultural differences here. We definitely talk about the cultural differences, but I've never said that they gotta leave our fucking country, that we need to, you know what I mean, educate them and learn from them, but never no shit like that, bro. And I just want you to be aware of it, bro, because one day somebody's gonna come out and just accuse you of some far out shit that they're guilty of. They're going to project on you and say you're some shit you're not. And it hurts your character. Do I have to prove? And that's where I said, let me grab my fucking birth certificate. Do you know how stupid this is going to look when Callie sits down with them and tells them, do you know, let's talk, because she has to sit down with the staff and they have to come to an agreement to decide what they're going to do with me. Ultimately, she's going to lean on the fact that I'm, you know, almost out of here. I work all the time and I don't I don't fight with anyone like that. But, you know, that's what she said. It comes down to if I have two staff, you know what I mean, and I have to go with what the staff says. So is this worth it? Is your divinity worth a lie? You're going to ride this lie? And that's where Callie's good. Are you sure that's what you said, or maybe you misunderstood it? Because that's what she was trying to re-navigate this situation. Because if I'm running around saying they were liars, well, it's a lot worse. Now, going back to earlier. Have I ever accused you guys of something you're not? I say a lot of mean shit. That's what we talked about today. But have I ever accused you of something that you have not done or said? With the one example of Marshall, who I thought was selling liquor and it was a water. Allie, who I accused of being gay. Until he's with a girl, I can stand on that. You do know that, right? And the more that he loves Russ and all these other male artists, logically speaking, I can stand on the accusation that I think the man might be gay. I'm entitled to my opinion, even though it may be hurtful to you. If they would have caught me on some F-word shit, or saying that I say the N-word, they heard me say the N-word, and they felt that it was inappropriate, or they took offense to it, then I could easily be out of here. You know what I mean? If I said some racial slurs and shit I used to say before I'm healed, that I thought was cute to be part of a conversation, I could have easily been out of here. But this shit, no, bro. And so I sit here open to, really, I already know that I didn't do anything wrong, but the consequence, it's like worst case scenario. That's what I told my kids. Worst case scenario, bro, I've got at least 1,000 put away. We're okay. We'll be okay. That's exactly what I told them as I walked down there. I was like, we'll be all right. You know what I mean? This isn't like where I couldn't afford a hotel every day. If I got to pay this shit out my pocket, we're going to have a roof over our head. We're not going back to the car. I don't even know how we're going to get all this shit in the fucking car. That's what I was thinking when it happened. I was like, what the fuck? I just assume. Okay. No, I was like, what did I... You know, sometimes you just got to take it. I'm not going to be P. Diddy and say I didn't do it. No, I did that. I told that bitch if she needed another bag. What I didn't do is what you said I did. And that's where Callie knew it. It's like, I know you be too honest. You'll tell on yourself all the time. It's like, I'll tell on everybody else too. I'm telling you I didn't say that. Why did she say I did, bro? To make it bigger? Or she just run around as a fat-ass liar, bro? That's what I wonder. What made you think that I said that? Like, is that what your brain heard? Or you literally just projected an absolute lie into the world about an earth angel? Do you know what the consequences are? Do my anointed no harm. You came to my door. You harmed my family. You took away our safety. You tried to take away our home. Because of what? Why did you do such a thing? Let that conversation be between you and Christ. Because I'll put you in tears asking you why you thought that was cute. And what comes next is your karma for falsely accusing a righteous one. I'm here to save people. How dare you try to stop me? In a corporation, if I caught my employees lying like this, trying to rape the customers or our service providers or anything like this, you would be immediately discharged for the false accusations. We don't need bad reputation. That shows a lack of integrity. No, it shows a lack of honesty. With honesty means you have no integrity and no loyalty. Who hired you? That you just run around lying. You're in the realm of the dark now, and the dark is going to eat you up, and the light will show. You came for the dark goddess, and now the darkness is going to eat you alive. To the rest of you, don't. Leave people alone, bro. That's all that was, bro. She could have had all her attitude about what I said. Don't matter. You want to start a fight? You want to get people kicked out because you didn't like the words? And isn't that what our whole story was about, bro? The last video was about words. Those were some choicey words you used right there. You just assumed that you could tell people that I was that person, that you could just label me. You labeled the wrong one, little girl. And now we know that you like to label people. So you're a label hoe. God have mercy on you for bringing fear and discord into my family's life. You will pay for that, regardless to how things happen. You will pay for your lies. You will pay for this injustice. Your family will pay for this, just as you tried to make mine. As above, so below, you shall reap what you have sown for generations and generations to come. You were in a position to help families, not hurt them, and you tried to hurt the wrong one. And that's to the rest of you. Stay away. Stay away from me unless you want something terrible to happen to you. All I'm trying to do is help people. And anybody, if you're not with me, then you're against God. And God shall deal with you accordingly. And he shall use the darkness to deal with your darkness. There's nothing of the light coming to deal with your darkness. You put yourself in a dark realm, then you face the darkness. The very demons and dark entities that you fear. I am Lilith, the goddess of the darkness. And you have offended their queen. God have mercy on you. To the rest of you, leave it to God, bro. Justice is not ours, it's his. And when he takes justice, we can sit there with a smile. As he says, he will make a table. Very tall table for us to sit at, to watch our enemies. I will sit upon my tall table and look down upon you for what you've done. In pity, for you should have known better. Not just to me, but to all of mankind. Anyways, I'm gonna... Fuck. I gotta put myself together. It's time. I gotta put my face on and get ready for work. I don't know. I just wanted to show you. Life's lifing. Fucking full moon shit. Piece of shit. Fucking shit. I love you guys. My life is just a testimony to teach you how to deal with the hard shit that happens in your life. I hope to God somebody doesn't pull this type of shit on you. But maybe they have and you never forgave them. Maybe you couldn't see the bigger picture. That God used them. It had nothing to do with you. You were just the lamb at the slaughterhouse. It's okay. It's alright. A little bit of bloodshed isn't that bad. We're covered in the blood of Christ. We got plenty. Hey, I love you guys. Watch out for the shit. Watch out. Watch out. Later.